Hello, everyone, and welcome back to round one back nine action of the Preserve Championship. This is the Elite Series stop number 8, I believe. We are firmly in the middle of the season here. We've got BigBarri commentary, Jeremy Koling, Ulibarri.
We have to get things going on this back nine, but the back nine is where things seem to get going. There's a lot more scoreable holes. These guys are going to have to do that, especially playing catch-up, which they are all doing to Bradley, Williams, Ezra, and Conrad, along with a bunch of other names with respectable scores on that front nine.
That's right, and as we get into the action here, I just want to remind our audience to check out next week's USWDGC 4 rounds of actions for the major championship for the women and a very special practice round coming up. As we get to hole 10, this is a par 3, and it is not 375. It is 330 feet. That is a misnumber, but it is very difficult because Kale has brought the basket closer to the OB wall and has brought the tee back to account for that. And, very special, this is the JomezPro hole.
Pro Gomo?
Oh, boy. Paul is in trouble if this doesn't... Oh, my gosh. That is... disaster on hole 10. If you do not get in bounds, you only advance about 60 feet to that green tee pad you see right in front of you.
Wow, and this has to hurry as well.
Luke is playing the hyzer as wide as you can, and look at that thing swing back.
Like that play. I like that play because he used a disc that couldn't get to the trees. It looked scary at first, but that's so stable that it swung right in front of it. That's good stuff. Kevin, this is low.
In danger. In danger, and that is going to be out of bounds as well. And Kev, who's already started off with a slow start, is going to have to get up and down for bogey from the FPO tee pad.
How far is this sidearm playing, Jerm?
It's not that far, really.
Okay.
It's, like I said, 330. It is obviously uphill, but if you get a little bit of flex, you're in good position. The problem is there are some limbs on that left side that keep you... McBeth is overly safe. He is looking at a double bogey if he doesn't make a death putt from 50.
Kevin, same kind of deal here. Little deep, a little better, but still going to have to earn it from there. And this is, at this point in the round, kind of a must-make.
Very scary. Oh, off the top of the band. And a double is going to drop McBeth down to 1 under.
Barsby to get to 2 under par.
Yes.
He's good for a few of those little jumpers around, especially circle's edge, man. He's lethal from outside the circle. Very unique putting style. Been doing it a long time. Very fun to watch, especially live, I think.
And Kev just not firing on all cylinders yet. That is going to put him back to... Well, that's a double. That's going to put him at 4 over.
Contagious, like we said.
Yep.
Contagious. No jokes on this one. These guys are struggling. Barsby with a really good putt.
Wow. And with the birdie putt, our group still shot 3 over par on hole 10, the 3rd hardest hole on the course.
Hats off to the course designer for that.
I think it's
I think that's going to
change.
Be kind of the norm on that hole, over par.
Oh, totally. And that was a must get before, and now it is I don't want to say bonus birdie, but it's one you cannot take the double on.
Almost like it is an island hole.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's all connected to the tee, but it plays as. Yeah. Okay, so on to hole 11, the 2nd hardest hole on the course, par 4, 760 feet, brand new tee to the same basket, and you just saw it with the drone. This hole is beautiful. The object is to get to this golf green here, which Greg has almost done. That approach is the key on this hole, though.
Is this low enough?
Almost. Man, the very last thing in the way.
And that takes birdie kind of out of it.
Oh, totally. Totally, completely out of.
I say kind of because I watched somebody get there from there and go deep.
Who?
Simon.
That doesn't count.
It's true.
And no, Kev, perfect.
He was
get out of the sand. Okay, that's fine. That's kind of the collection point for good drives, anyways. That's crazy. From right where Paul is.
Right where Paul is.
Oh my goodness, that's a monumental effort.
He might have been a bit farther up, but still, I mean, the angle was tight and not very doable. Wow. It was at the point where I had to talk him out of a cut roller.
Okay, wow. So Luke goes Heiser around the corner, and Barsby is left with a very, very long, narrow tunnel.
It's that one.
There's two Guardians right in the middle, and Barsby has hit one of them.
Flex.
This is a big forehand, I gotta say. And Kev Jones has parked it. Wow. That's every bit of 380 from a standstill.
Wow.
Incredible. And he needs it.
Yeah, he does.
Couldn't have come at a more important time.
Great use of that disc being very overstable, making that gap pretty wide and the fairway pretty big there. So, good job.
Yeah, and Luke knew he was in danger when he threw a second shot going left. You do not want to be tucked into the left side of this fairway on your second. That forehand is the widest, maybe the most open airspace on this entire fairway is that gap on the left side, and you saw both Kevin and Greg use that.
He wanted it to sit, and that's why. Another circle's edge putt for Paul for par.
And Luke is going to take a bogey and drop him down a stroke. And great par save.
Good little cleanup there.
This was just a great find of a change on this hole. Like I said, this is the same basket we've played to in the past, but completely reimagined by Cale going to a completely different part of the course and accessing that tunnel. They say took a ton of work.
Give us some perspective. How many birdies were on the hole?
Quite a few. 11% of the field, 13 players, which is more than I would have said if we had guessed before the round started.
My favorite new addition to the course is on this hole. Cale did some work. He clears out the back of this green. He also pushes it back a little bit.
Yeah, brings the basket back.
And now you can see the Mississippi behind the basket. It also, I mean, it's closer, so you can throw it into the Mississippi, which is a bummer for the players. But it makes it, I think, the most beautiful hole on the course.
I would agree with you. I mean, this one and hole 8 are both at the top for aesthetics.
Got like old little rock formations over there.
It's beautiful.
A little St. Andrews-esque. A couple weeks away. British Open. Where golf started.
Maybe you've heard of it.
Safe. We like that, and that's a birdie putt.
Once you clear that hill, if you still have the disc any speed, your disc is ending up in the mighty Mississippi. And
you know what? Luke's been playing that, but I remember on hole 2, he also played that, and he was heading deep. So hitting the angle, but a lot of power.
A lot of speed.
Barsby's so good at these little floaties.
Oh, sit down. So fast.
Greedy a little bit.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he's thrown a ton of those in. Oh, Kev. Oh, my goodness. I believe he is hanging on by the skin of his teeth. He is not in the Mississippi, but, man, you're not going to get any closer going out of bounds than that. Oh, what a save. Okay. Wow. Okay, good putt. Great putt.
Hi.
Hi there.
Luke.
Luke warm putt.
Look what he found.
Yeah, looky. Nice little hyzer putt.
Very smooth. Right to left wind up there. Kind of grabbed it and threw it right into the basket. That was beautiful. Barsby. Is it contagious? Yes.
I guess so. Paul's problem was he wasn't down the berm.
Yeah.
If he'd just been downhill a little bit, probably would have made it.
He was down a little bit.
It's not enough. Sometimes you got to go down the berm, Paul.
It's true.
I'm talking to you, not the other Paul.
Hole 13, down the berm, 329 feet. Easiest hole on the course, I'm guessing pretty close to it, or no?
Not really. It says 6th easiest.
That's not true. These guys are going to probably start frame it. Sidearm, 370, D got it. Turns it over. Come on, Luke. Really?
That, I think it's just the tee has just enough. You know why it's not the easiest hole in the course? As beautiful as this tee pad is, as is just almost an ace right there from Kevin. As beautiful as this tee pad is, and it is beautiful with the bench, the handmade bench back there, and the concrete that looks like wood planks. This tee pad does not get sunlight, and we had a lot of rain in the middle of the night before the tournament, and this tee pad, even in the middle of the day, at the end of the day, is still soaking wet, and a lot of players were slipping right off the end of the tee box. And you can see McBeth takes an abbreviated approach there to mitigate that.
So is this telling me a story about how you slipped?
I didn't slip on this one.
Bird?
I did, but the rest of my card, they all slipped.
Nux, dude.
Oh,
catch that. Make me right, Luke. Okay, these guys did leak right, and that's really the only thing that is possible for really tough putt.
For trouble.
Yeah, because this is one of the only holes on the course where it's just completely flat. Like, you don't, hole one. But a lot of those have, like, trees. But if you get to the right-hand side, that's where the trouble is. There's nothing on this hole.
Yeah, Barsby is looking like a raptor.
Ooh.
I don't know why I think that was a thing that came to my head, but
hey, man.
Just remind me of the first Jurassic Park.
It's your job as a commentator to tell the story that you see.
He looked like a raptor in my eyes, right there. Clever girl.
Okay, 2 birds.
Yeah, I mean, it should be the easiest hole in the course, and I think if there weren't any grip issues off the tee, I think they would have a little bit more confidence going in with their natural pace, and that hole would play easier.
We'll see how it turns out watching the whole tournament. That'll be interesting, honestly.
Hole 14, par 4, 697 feet, where the key on this hole is just get your drive in bounds. No real need to go for the super big shot, but this approach becomes tricky because the pin is all the way at the top of the hill, and if that drone had continued any farther, you would see that slope behind the basket is severe.
One thing to note this year is the grass is actually a little thicker, so you're not getting the big skip, so the righty backhand a little more forgiving here. And if you do flip it to the right side, you can go into the Mississippi again. Like you said, those water levels have risen record highs, I heard.
Paul with a nice little drift down the right side of the fairway. That's in beautiful position, just like Kev's. This one is in danger.
It's stable, though.
Yeah,
very stable.
Okay, so Luke is just... This is his game, and we've seen it. I shouldn't be surprised, but he really likes forcing over with a low release trajectory to get those flexes, kind of a la Nico LaCastro. Just a completely different throwing style, but very similar shape of the throw. Barsby's
looking like a raptor. Yeah, we get it.
I was going to say looking like a snack, but whatever, man. Jeez. And that's in trouble because he's going to be back on the right side.
I like this. As long as he's got the distance right, this is a good looking shot, and it is.
Checks up wonderfully.
Okay, let's get a couple more, Kev. Save the round. Paul.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
A little scary for that putt.
Yeah, he's leaving himself some testers this round, ain't he?
Yeah, he really is. Yeah, Greg, really wishing he got a little bit farther off the edge. Does this have enough stability to flatten out? It does, kind of, but not the right distance. Barsby's putt for par is even scarier.
He's, like, really good at that distance, though.
He really is, but boy, you really have to come out here to truly appreciate that slope behind the green. Or if one of these guys' putts misses, I think you'll start to appreciate it really quick.
Luke just went right down for his disc. Right after that was out of his hand. Well played.
Yeah, you can start to see it a little bit. You don't have much room for any air here. Perfect. Couple birdies for Paul back to back now, getting him to 3 under.
Oh,
whoa.
Count it. Good putt.
So funny when discs that hit the band go in, and there's putts that go underneath the band just as center, but don't go in.
Yeah. The one thing I've noticed is everything that hits below the cage doesn't go in.
It just doesn't seem to go in. Luke playing the hole beautifully, going to 4 under. Kev with a little bit of streak now. He's got some momentum going in the right direction.
Absolutely.
He's starting to get things going.
And he needs it. Okay, so is this the easiest hole? For hole 15, par 4, 738. Hit the gap. And then you're going to have a
just
shot.
Get a birdie.
Basically.
Yeah, you hit the gap and then you get a birdie. That's hole 15 is played.
I wouldn't say it's that easy, but hit the gap and then throw a shot into the green and then make like a 20-footer at worst. Look at this. Is
just ripped. Kevin with the power, man. If that hits the short grass, that's going to get a skip and he's going to have a jump putt to the pin.
Yeah, that's going to be fine, but stand still. I mean, he made it a little more difficult. It's not going to be the easiest shot ever.
The tricky thing on this hole is the run up for the tee pad, because this is a pretty wonky tee pad. And using the sidewalk in a little area where it goes down and then back uphill, there's like a little flat recession area, but then they had to build some pavers on the outside of the concrete to give it a run up. It's just kind of awkward. And it pulls a lot of shots to the left, just like you saw there with Luke. To answer your question, second easiest hole on the course.
Okay. 18 has to be the easiest hole then.
Don't tell me that, please.
Barsby with a lace job. That's doing his famous perfect shot, perfect neck shot. Cutting the hole right in half. I like that with control. Not going for too much. Luke giving it everything he's got, but that's not going to be enough.
Not quite. But yeah, I mean, from there's really no danger that you can run into. It's why not just give it full steam ahead?
Yeah, try, you know. He left his roller disc in the van, so he can't do that.
Good callback. And Barsby plays the hole the way you want to. You hit the gap and then you birdie. See if Kevin got the memo. Looks like he got the memo.
Hit soft. Pretty soft. That'll do.
And that'll be 4 of the last 5 now for Kev. Looking to get back to even par. Somebody in the crowd was surprised that Paul McBeth threw a good shot. I don't know why.
A lot of first-timers maybe out here, you know?
It was, to be fair, that was close to ringing it up for the 2.
Good showing, too, here. First day of the tournament. We had a lot of spectators out there. They showed up. Thank you for coming out.
1,300 weekend passes were sold for this event. This is pretty monumental, and also a good callback to this event being, I believe, the first Disc Golf Pro Tour event to sell tickets, which was just really kind of a no-brainer and one of those things that was just bound to happen eventually.
Right.
This is a great product that these players are putting out there, and fans want to see it, and there's a price for that.
$100.
$250.
PayPal, friends, and family.
Hole 16, par 3, 402 feet. Elevation, no ceiling. You got to play this one either wide around or try to spike hyzer into the hillside right by that planter left of the pin, or right of the pin from the player's perspective.
Yeah, a lot of these players, I mean, I like this play. Hit before the hill. And then that kind of gives you the best chance to park it. If you hit the hill on a spike hyzer, you're going to roll kind of like Kev did.
Yep.
A little bit before could slide up and get you kind of nestled.
There's also like the little semi-flex, which would land the disc relatively flat.
There you go.
And that's kind of not what McBeth did. He just kind of hit the hyzer on the straight part of the mound.
I saw somebody throw mid-range. I really like that play. Just not a lot of people can throw that mid-range that far.
We have a nice tailwind. I think that if there's ever a day to play the mid-range, it would be today. Also, I lasered this one because it seemed like it was playing so short. It actually is 380 feet.
Okay.
So I think the mid-range play is definitely in the cards for a lot of players when the wind is not blowing into the face.
Here's that flex shot you were talking about. Going a little deep.
Yep. That's a good spot to land, though. Green light go on the run. Slightly misgauging the height for Greg, who's had kind of a slow round.
Yeah, I would say it's been a slow card.
Goodness.
And all of a sudden, Kev's under par. I mean, way to battle, kid.
He was 4 over after the debacle on hole 10. And just like that, under par. And Luke, it looks like he's been watching that one for a while. Oh boy, outside the circle roll. Okay. A hop, skip, and a jump for Luke.
That is a good toss.
And McBeth's park job is rewarded with a short birdie putt, and that's 4 in a row now for McBeth, who's 5 under. Hole 17. I love this hole, Paul. 243 feet stands between you and the birdie on this elevated basket. But man, that little tight gap the low ceiling that you have at the end of it really forces players to throw a shot that we don't really throw that often.
Yeah, kind of a shot lost in the past. Let's see if Kevin...
Oh, yeah. He's not losing much here.
No, that thing landed soft like a butterfly with sore feet. McBeth, little Anheuser out of the hand. Ooh, a little Heiser out of the hand. That'll do. I wanted to see the Anheuser, but okay.
He has that thing that Kale does, which is he can force a Heiser through a straight line. That's just, how are you finding a Heiser? I don't understand that. Greg is going to have to get up and down from 150. Luke, look at the tricks these players have to play to hit this line. 243 feet.
To note, it is on the high rise, and behind it there is out of bounds. So it is touchy, and you have to like kind of juice it through there.
Yes.
It's an awesome hole. Great design.
You can't really, like, to see Kevin land it soft, I think that's because he hit the ceiling a little bit and it slowed his disc down. Otherwise, there's really no way to throw a soft shot. I think the play is to ground it with speed.
Yes. Paul with the straddle. Struggling at this distance today, but that one's good.
Yeah, he's good for 5 in a row right now, and that brings him to 6 under. Not too late to get things going. Should be always in the back of your mind. If things aren't going well early on, it's never too late to go on a streak.
No. Can always birdie out. And if it's the last hole of the tournament, there's always the next tournament where everybody starts tied for first.
And if it's the last tournament of your life, you know, you can wish other people good luck.
Just stop. Kevin, can he actually went a little deep here. A little bit outside the bullseye, okay, but he is officially on fire.
Him and McBeth are on a birdie off right now, and Kev's got the advantage on the last 6 holes, but they're both on a 5-hole birdie or 5-hole birdie streak. 5-hole birdie streak.
5, yep.
Kevin's at 2 under now.
Yeah, hole 18, par 5, 942. One of the shorter par 5s we have, but you do have to carry water the whole way on really almost both shots here. In the last couple of years, we've seen the tournament be decided on this hole, not just because it was hole 18, where it usually is, but because there's so many options here. These guys are wanting the eagle, especially with the rounds that they've had today.
Kevin really going huge hyzer flip, getting a ton of distance. Really well-thrown shot with a little bit influence of a right to left headwind. Using the wind to push him into a good spot. McBeth going straighter, but that's got the height to lift and actually makes its way to the back edge of the fairway, which is pretty surprising for the height that he threw that with.
One thing to note is these guys do throw bombs.
That is important.
Those are all really good shots, and you need that on a par 5 where you can reach it in 2. This one is going to have a lot of eagles during this tournament. If the wind does switch to
barely
to the opposite, this is going to play as a true par 5.
Yes.
So right now it's a little bit softer.
Yes, certainly the easiest hole on the course.
Now, if you do land where Luke landed right there,
then that's what you can do.
Yeah, it's footing, so he doesn't have the run-up it requires to get it over there.
Really important to get on the flat. The best drives you're going to see are going to land somewhere near that golf green up there, which is just an absolute smash from the tee. But you will see players do that throughout the event.
That should be in that bunker, greenside bunker there.
Yeah, that should nearing circle two's edge. I think maybe just outside even. Kev bombs away with the spike hyzer flip up. Yes! What a beautiful reaction off the hillside. Kevin Jones, 18 feet away for the eagle to shoot 4 under. Just a minute ago, he was 4 over. What a bounce back.
No give up in that kid.
You can see how important it is to stay more center with that angle that McBeth had. I mean, still makes really good work from that approach, but those trees on the left side of the fairway really stymie up the player if they're out of position. Going forehand and going into the edge of the bunker. That's not that far away, though, if he made it to the edge of the bunker.
Not what he's looking for there, especially laying up to the top of the hill. You're only looking about 300 feet in. Pretty forgiving wind as well.
And Barsby having to pitch that one up. Beth, is he in the circle for the eagle? Maybe not. Just outside. But that doesn't matter. Oh.
That is an eagle.
Wow. What a finish. Luke off the cage. That'll be a par. Wow. McBeth and Kevin Jones finishing the round the way you want to.
So a bunch of 4 unders, and then McBeth's going to card the 8 under.
And Paul was just 1 under just a moment ago as well, and with a storming finish there. 8 under is a very respectable round, and he leads this card, which was just all over the place and ended up shooting okay. But man, oh man, Garrett Gerthy, Kyle Klein, and I got to give a shout out to the card that they were on. Kyle Klein, Garrett Gerthy, Isaac Robinson, and James Conrad were all in the same card. They shot 48 under as a card. They did the universal frame on 18, which I don't know if I've ever seen that before. All 4 players getting the eagle.
Oh man.
And James shot 7 down the front 9 and didn't win the card. In fact, he lost it by 2 strokes to Isaac, which was at 12 under. That is incredible.
That's hot shooting.
We need to get some Statmando. We need to get some statistician to see, has a card shot better. I don't even know if there's a way to track that, but 48 under for one group is insane. Hats off to those guys. We're round 1 in the books. 33% of this tournament is over.
That's sad, but you can catch the rest of it in the coming days.
Yeah, that's
Just remember to like and subscribe so you get those notifications of the next rounds coming up. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being back. See you in the next one.
It's good to have you, buddy.